Hello students, welcome to our channel, Grade 9 History, Unit 1 Tutorials. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Lesson 1. The meaning of prehistory and history. History and prehistory are key to understanding the past. They show how humans lived and how societies changed over time. History is the study of events and people using written records. Prehistory is about the time before writing existed. Both history and prehistory help us learn about our ancestors and their lives. In this lesson, we will define history, explain prehistory, and show how they are different. By the end, you will understand these concepts and why they matter for learning about human progress. Let's get started. What is history? The term history comes from the Greek word historia, meaning inquiry or an account of one's inquiries. The term inquiry, or the phrase an account of one's inquiries, refers to the process of gathering, examining, and presenting information about the past. Historians research and write about what people did and what happened to them, using evidence like documents and artifacts. Therefore, history is the study of human actions and events in the past. History is the study of the past based on written records. It covers events from the time writing began, about 5,000 years ago, until now. Historians research and write about the past using written sources like books, letters, diaries, and government documents. They also study objects from the past called artifacts, such as tools, coins, or buildings. For example, history tells us about kings, wars, or inventions. It shows how people worked, lived, and thought in different times. History is important because it connects us to our roots. It shows how past events shape the present. For example, studying old laws helps us understand today's laws. History also teaches us about successes and mistakes. Learning about ancient trade routes can show how people exchanged goods and ideas. This knowledge helps us solve problems today and respect different cultures. What is prehistory? Prehistory is the time before writing was invented. It covers millions of years, from the first humans to about 5,000 years ago when writing began in places like Mesopotamia. During prehistory, people lived in small groups. They hunted animals and gathered plants for food. Over time, they learned to use fire, make better tools, and farm. These changes helped humans survive and build settlements. Since there are no written records, prehistory is studied differently. Archaeologists dig up objects like tools, pottery, or bones. These objects give clues about how people lived. Anthropologists study the customs and lifestyles of early humans. For example, cave paintings show what people valued, like animals or hunting. Fossils and skeletons tell us about their bodies and diets. These findings help us understand how early humans evolved. Prehistory is divided into periods based on the tools people used. The Stone Age is the longest period. It includes the Paleolithic, when people hunted and gathered, the Mesolithic, when tools improved, and the Neolithic, when farming began. After the Stone Age came the Bronze Age and Iron Age, named for metal tools. Each period shows how humans adapted to their environment and developed new skills. Differences between prehistory and history. Prehistory and history differ in key ways. The main difference is writing. History begins around 5,000 years ago when people started writing. Prehistory covers the time before writing existed. History uses written records, like letters or laws, while prehistory relies on objects like tools, bones, or cave art. Another difference is how they are studied. Historians read documents, such as diaries or city records, to learn about the past. Archaeologists study prehistory by analyzing artifacts, like stone tools or fossils, which tell stories without words. These methods need different skills. Prehistory spans millions of years, from early humans to the start of writing. History covers a shorter time from writing to today. Prehistoric societies were small, with people hunting or farming. Historical societies were larger, with cities, kingdoms, and governments. Writing helped organize these complex societies. Evidence also varies. History uses written records and artifacts, like coins. Prehistory uses only physical objects, which are harder to interpret. Why prehistory and history are important. Prehistory and history both teach us about human life. Prehistory shows how early humans survived. It tells us about their tools, food, and homes. For example, learning about the Stone Age shows how people used fire or farmed. This helps us understand human evolution. History shows how societies grew into cities and nations. It explains how people created laws, art, and trade. This helps us see how the modern world was built. Studying both gives a complete picture of the past. Prehistory shows the early steps of human life, like making tools or settling in groups. History shows later steps, like building empires or inventing machines. Together, they teach us how humans solved problems and progressed. They also show the diversity of cultures and ideas. This knowledge helps us respect others and learn from the past. In summary, history and prehistory are two ways to learn about the past. History is the study of events and societies using written records, starting about 5,000 years ago. Prehistory is the time before writing, studied through objects like tools and fossils. The main difference is writing, which affects how we study them and the types of societies they cover. Prehistory spans millions of years with small, simple groups. History covers recent times with complex cities and governments. Both are important because they show how humans evolved and built the modern world. Studying them teaches us about our roots, cultures, and progress. This knowledge helps us understand the past and make better decisions for the future. Review questions. Question 1. What is the main difference between prehistory and history, and how does it affect the evidence used? Answer. The main difference is writing. History begins when people start writing about 5,000 years ago, while prehistory is the time before writing. History uses written records, like letters or laws, and artifacts, like coins. Prehistory relies only on physical objects, like tools or fossils, which are harder to interpret because they lack written explanations. Question 2. How do historians and archaeologists study the past differently? Answer. Historians study history by reading written documents, such as diaries or city records, to learn about past events. Archaeologists study prehistory by analyzing artifacts like stone tools or fossils, which tell stories without words. These methods require different skills and tools. Question 3. How do the time periods and societies of prehistory and history differ? Answer: prehistory covers millions of years, from early humans to the start of writing, with small societies that hunted or farmed. History covers a shorter time from writing to today, with larger, complex societies like cities and kingdoms. Writing helped organize historical societies by recording rules and agreements. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos.